So having chaired the House Cystic Fibrosis Caucus and been an active member of the Rare Disease Caucus, I do want to say thank you, because it is very clear that Pennsylvanians who live with cystic fibrosis and other rare diseases have truly benefited from a lot of the research and development that has gone on here in the Commonwealth. And it's not only lengthened their lives, but improved the quality of their lives. One of the questions I wanted to put before you today was a question with regard to your funding. So as a result of the tobacco settlement, you receive $1 million a year for investment. Is that correct? Okay.
Oops, sorry.
It's
divided by 3.
$3 million total. Or
Total. So it's $1 million each.
$1 million each. So 2 years ago, the growth in our state spending in our budget was balanced by borrowing against the tobacco settlement funds. Were there any impacts to your revenue as a result of that borrowing against the tobacco settlement fund?
Not directly. I think as a past member of the Tobacco Settlement Investment Board, there was a significant impact on tobacco-related spending, obviously, and much of which was in the healthcare spend of that portion of the tobacco settlement. The $1 million initially per greenhouse was seen as, when the Tobacco Settlement Investment Board was active and investing, it was the interest captured, literally less than the interest captured per year on the funds as they were received and sat in a treasury account simply gathering interest. That's changed. There's no Tobacco Settlement Investment Board anymore. The capture is not there. Half the money is really spent now for that debt service. So that will have longer term impact. It limits what you can do with it, but it has not affected our spend directly.
But in some ways, it's a lost opportunity. I mean, because we thought that maybe it was time to reinvigorate the tobacco settlement and go back and pioneer another new approach to life sciences, and that would have been a great resource, but it was sort of taken away. So
I would say that indebting future generations is never a good option when it comes to our budget, but thank you. One of the other questions I wanted to pose to you is that we had the Secretary of Labor and Industry here, and he spoke about there are 263,000 jobs currently in Pennsylvania that are open, that we don't have a workforce with the skills necessary to fill those jobs. So I would say to you, in terms of workforce development being something that's very important to both the General Assembly and the governor, how do you find your employees? Is Pennsylvania producing people who can come and work in your industry and be successful?
On average, yes. Pennsylvania is one of the higher states in the training of STEM candidates, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So we're blessed with a really good higher institutions of higher education, as well as some community colleges as well that train people at the technical level as well. That being said, there is still a tight labor market within the industry because there's a high demand within the industry. As Chris pointed out, with salaries that are well above average, there's mobility and opportunity. And I think we need to make sure that that pipeline of workers, and it really does touch all levels. It's not just MDs and PhDs and master's level people. It's basic biologists and then 2-year associate's degrees that can serve in a technical capacity. But there are several schools that are doing a reasonably good job at educating that workforce.